Welcome back to Prytaneum. In this video, I'm going to briefly describe the AI-powered features that we have built into Prytaneum. So in Prytaneum, we task the AI with doing essentially three things: discussion topic extraction, tagging of audience content for filtering, and abstractive summarization of audience perspectives and reasoning. And it's these three tools that really enable the speaker and the facilitator to understand the audience perspectives in real time during the meeting. If you get a chance to watch the explainer videos that I've posted that explain how to make use of Prytaneum, you'll see a more detailed discussion of how these three things work. But what I'm going to do in this video is just give a high-level overview of all three of them. And I'm going to start with the first two: discussion topic extraction and tagging audience content for filtering, because as you'll see, they work hand in hand. So if you get a chance to watch the explainer video on how to set up a meeting in Prytaneum, you'll see that each time you create a new instance of a meeting in Prytaneum, there's all kinds of settings you can use to optimize the meeting for your needs. And one of the settings that you can choose is this one here that says topics. And so when you click on that and expand it, it creates an area where you can actually set the discussion topics that you want to cover at your upcoming meeting. So this was a meeting that I hosted on K through 12 mental health services. And you can see the topics I created were things like funding, parental support, stigma, prevention, and so on. And so the way you create these topics is you press this button that says Set Up Topics. And that'll launch a wizard where you can input background reading material or any kind of text material that's relevant to the issue that you want to discuss at the upcoming meeting. So you just dump that material into this text box and you press this button that says Upload. And what happens is the AI will use its topic detection tool to propose a set of topics that it discovered and extracted from the reading materials. And what's important to know is that setting up the topics is a fully human-in-the-loop process, in the sense that if you don't like some of the AI suggestions, you can delete them, and you can edit them. So you can change the topic tags, you can change the descriptions, right? You could even add topics yourself manually down here. You can lock the ones that you really like once you finish editing and press the regenerate button, and that'll have the AI go back to the reading material and try to find more topics. And so you can see that the AI interaction is more like a brainstorming where you work collaboratively with the AI to find kind of the optimal topics that you want to discuss at your meeting. But it's important to remember, right, that the AI is not substituting for human reasoning. It's just kind of augmenting human reasoning, enabling you to kind of brainstorm and collaborate with the AI to set up the optimal topics. And so once you're satisfied with the topics that you've set, then you finalize that and you get your set of topics that are topic tags, and each one of these has an underlying description. And so what these topic tags do is the AI will tag user content in real time during the meeting with the relevant topic tag. And so what that does is it first filters out content that's off topic, which is something that any good facilitator would do, is to really make sure that the meeting stays on topic. But then perhaps more importantly, what it enables the facilitator to do is to filter user content to really understand in depth what audience members are saying about each topic. And so here's the screen for the facilitator workflow. And again, you would learn about how to use this if you watch the explainer video on how to do the facilitation in Prytaneum. But what happens is as users submit questions and comments to the question and comment queue, the AI in real time tags it with the relevant topic tag. And so what's important here is then the facilitator can use this drop-down menu up here to filter content based on its tag. And so the facilitator could, choose stigma, and that would filter all the content so the facilitator can see the things that audience members are saying about stigma and really go into depth in understanding the audience perspective on stigma, maybe spend some time with the speaker going into depth about the topic of stigma before moving on to the next topic, let's say prevention. And what this filtering enables is a much better workflow for the meeting, where a topic such as stigma can be discussed in depth in its full nuances before moving on to the next topic, like prevention, compared to what normally happens in a webinar where you would just bounce kind of incoherently from topic to topic based on the order of the questions. The other important AI-powered feature in Prytaneum is abstractive summarization of audience perspectives and reasoning. And this is a tool that's connected to the polling feature that we've built into Prytaneum. And our polling feature is really powerful, and we call it the feedback response feature. And what feedback response does is it not only lets you deploy normal survey questions like this one here, right, where audience members can choose the option that they like the best, but you could also have them write their reasoning for why they prefer the option that they do. And so what that does is it not only collects for each audience member which option they like the best, but it also gives them a chance to explain the reasoning for why they have that preference. And so what's really important about that is then for the speaker and the facilitator and the audience members, because we share this back with the audience as well as with the speaker. So everybody can see not only the distribution of preferences, so they can see kind of which options were the most popular, which were the least popular among the people in the meeting, but more importantly, what our abstractive summarization tool does is it takes for each of the options, it summarizes the reasoning for why the audience members liked each of the different options. And so that's really important for two reasons. So one is the audience members themselves can, if the summarization goes well, the audience members will see their own reasoning reflected in the summaries. And so that'll show them that they had a voice during the meeting. But then perhaps more importantly, it also enables everybody, the speaker, the facilitator, and the other audience members, to see all of the diverse reasons for why people support each of the different options. And that's really important to get people out of their echo chamber to not only see their own reasons reflected, but to understand the reasoning of others and reasoning of people that disagree with them. And so they can understand if somebody likes a different option, they can understand the reasons for why they had those preferences, and enables people to really hear things that they might not expect that they normally wouldn't hear inside of their echo chamber. And so really it's this feedback response mechanism that is what's most powerful in enabling the facilitator and the speaker to understand the nuanced and diverse views of the audience in real time during a meeting. I'll mention briefly that we're currently adapting the core version of Prytaneum to two specific use cases where the AI will have different behaviors. And so we're building out a version that we call Prytaneum Science, and then one that we're calling Prytaneum Politics. So the Prytaneum Science version is going to be meant for science communication, where scientists are either speaking to other scientists or speaking to the public. And in this case, the AI will be tightly scaffolded to the scientific literature that's relevant to the topic. For Prytaneum Politics, it'll be meant for situations where there isn't quite the same kind of epistemic or sort of coherent epistemic basis for a discussion, where there might be sort of disagreements even at the epistemic level. And so the Prytaneum Politics version is going to be the AI will be scaffolded, making use of more Habermasian notions of deliberative democracy, right, where the epistemic understanding can emerge through the political discussions. So that's all I'll say about these two. We're just beginning to build them, but be sure to watch this space for any kind of developments. So if you have any questions, or if you want to learn more about Prytaneum, go to our website, which you can see here, or you can visit by scanning that QR code. Thank you again.